Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. A constitutional challenge has been filed on the barring of the return of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. This story takes the lead in our 1031st edition of Caribbean Perspective for Tuesday, 19th January 2021. Details when we return.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the Food Fair from anywhere in the world? And you can receive here in Grenada? The Food Fair and GrenadaMarket.com now make it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items or let them fill an online basket and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
Welcome back. Opposition Senator in Trinidad and Tobago Saddam Hussein says a constitutional challenge is underway over governments controlling the return of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And the UNC continues to question the National Security Minister's suitability for that office.
The UNC is taking legal steps to determine if government is acting contra the Constitution in determining which TnT nationals should be granted exemptions to return home during the pandemic.
There's presently a matter before the court, and the persons on record is former Attorney General Anand Ramlugan together with present Senator Jayanti Lakshmi-Dayal, who has filed a constitutional motion in the High Court of Justice alleging that the decision by the government to continue to lock out our nationals and our citizens from Trinidad and Tobago is illegal and unconstitutional and will be attacked on 4 constitutional rights.
Among those rights to be infringed, they say, are the right of movement and the right of a citizen to not be exiled. But opposition MP Saddam Hussein says such redress takes time.
And it will take some time because you have to file the pleadings, the affidavits, the evidence, the submissions, and await the court's decision. But what we are asking for now is an immediate solution, and we will call for an immediate solution to this matter in the Parliament because Minister Young, together with the government, can act immediately and now.
Hence their motion of no confidence in Minister Young.
Trinidad and Tobago cannot bear the weight of his incompetence anymore.
The UNC MP claims the minister's actions were arrogant, cruel, inhumane, discriminatory, and unconstitutional.
He still, in response to the motion, did not tell us which law he is using to lock out citizens, our nationals, from Trinidad and Tobago.
MP Hussein accuses the PNM party PRO, Laurel Nizama Leasing, of not having the quote-unquote moral authority to defend the minister publicly. Responding to other allegations leveled by Mr. Hussein and UNC PRO Kirk Megu, Ms. Leasing says she has noted the statements and legal action will be taken.
Well, folks, in another item out of Trinidad and Tobago, if you were at the Maracas beach on Sunday, you would have noticed a heavy police presence as they insisted on strict adherence to road safety and health regulations. Sharla Kisto of TV6 News was there and filed this report.
If you did visit Maracas Beach today, you were greeted by traffic and a heavy police presence starting at the Maracas Pillars on the North Coast Road. The officers checked for tinted glass, broken headlights, smooth tires, and anyone breaking the COVID-19 regulations by not wearing face masks in vehicles with more than one person. Enforcing the laws, ensuring compliance, and saving lives. These were the objectives outlined by Superintendent Roger Alexander, who was very determined that all persons should have a safe beach day. Alexander said today's exercise came after videos had been circulated on social media of persons partying on the beach a couple weekends ago in breach of the public health protocols. He said the police are not against persons going to the beach, but there must be some discipline.
We are in a pandemic, so we are saving lives. We are also to enforce compliance. And while we're doing that, we also have a zero tolerance effect. Putting all these things together, we are not against persons coming to bathe on the beaches. But if we do not regulate, direct, and keep the whole situation focused, we lose control.
And if you did not see any vehicles parked on the road, it's because that will no longer be tolerated.
What we did, enforcement. We looked at the laws and said, you know what? Let us enforce those laws. So we enforce the laws now. If there's no parking in the car park, you cannot park on the roadway.
This caused a problem for those wanting to bathe at Tyrico Beach because there's no car park there. As a result, that beach was deserted. But in spite of the heavy police presence, traffic, parking at Maracas Bay, there was a great turnout at the beach. Charlotte Kisto, TV6 News.
Humbling is how the Cuban ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, Maria Esther Fife Cabreja, is describing discussions surrounding the possibility of the Cuban Medical Brigade being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. The Henry Reeve Brigade was founded in 2005.
But that brigade has been in dozens of countries helping, going to Pakistan with the earthquake, going to Peru, going to Nicaragua, and going to Africa when Ebola. We are fighting against that.
A 49-year-old woman has become the first person to die from COVID-19 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The authorities in Kingstown say she had multiple pre-existing conditions and went to the hospital with breathing difficulties on the evening of January 14th. Her condition rapidly deteriorated and she died at 5 p.m. on January 15th. Health authorities say there are now 24 people admitted with COVID-19 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Meanwhile, there were 62 new COVID-19 cases confirmed overnight, 61 of whom are nationals with a history of recent travel. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has now recorded 450 cases of COVID-19, 339 of whom are active cases. There are now 316 local cases under investigation.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
Who are the new faces protecting the President and the Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana? Are they experienced policemen? Why the rush to promote them? Find out more from HGP's Travis Chase, who investigates.
Acting on advice from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, police of the Major Crimes Division at Ivleri have charged Akash Singh, Vinod Gopal, and Anil Sanchara with the murder of 18-year-old Joel Henry and 16-year-old Isaiah Henry, which occurred on September 6, 2020 at Cotton Tree, West Coast, Berbice. They were brought before a city magistrate on Friday morning in unmarked vehicles. Just as the accused men exited the vehicles, they wasted no time in professing their innocence to the press. We do.
You do nothing, man. The man want me give him a statement. Found someone in the prison, let me say, tell me something in the lap of the arm. Found something in the back.
Yeah, okay. Want me to kill the man?
No, me know nothing but I'm innocent. Yeah, I go for the advance to find out about me. Me know nothing but that.
The charge against Akash Singh, called Monkey, is that between September 5 and 6, 2020, while being in the company of others at Cotton Tree Backdam, West Coast, Berbice, in the West Berbice Magisterial District, he murdered Isaiah Henry. Vinod Magagopal and Anil Tampoi Sanchara have bin charged jointly with the murders of the teen cousins. They are to return to court on February 2, 2020 at the Blairmont Magistrates Court.
That's in the morning, Judge. So much of marijuana that gets me red. So much of marijuana. Okay. And this brother calling me name innocently. Not me. I had to set the brother calling me name. What's your name, buddy? What's your name? They don't go Paul. I never passed Barbies Bridge. Honestly to God. Go find out the Black Bush. This brother called me name rightfully because he know my name. Go Black Bush. And they tell me what story in break them black up and I gotta talk to them now.
Oh, you know the Henry boys? You know them? The Henry boys?
No, me don't know the Henry boys.
Hello. Okay.
What story you want related to me?
Police say that they have obtained a confession statement from one of the accused and claim that the Henry boys were murdered over the destruction of marijuana plants at Cotton Tree, Berbice. Nightly News understands that the police claim that they have strong and compelling evidence against Akash Singh and that it was he who named his accomplices. The bodies of 18-year-old Joel Henry and Isaiah Henry were found in the backlands of Cotton Tree, Berbice on September 6, one day after they had left their home at number 3 Village, West Coast, Berbice, to pick coconuts to sell. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
The 3 men charged with the murder of Joel and Isaiah Henry have professed their innocence, but the police claim they have compelling evidence against one of the accused. Here is more from Travis Chase again.
Legal papers are being drafted as several other officers are moving to the courts to challenge the promotion of several police ranks on the President and Prime Minister's security detail. Here is issue number 1. Nightly News has been able to verify that several ranks of the Presidential Guard were promoted to sergeant with absolutely no experience in policing. Issue number 2 is that 8 of the ranks joined the force on August 24, 2020 and were promoted to the rank of sergeant on September 7, 2020, a mere 2 weeks after joining the force. Issue number 3 is that at the time 5 of those ranks in the Presidential Guard joined the force, they were over the age of 35 and therefore should not have been allowed to be enlisted in the regular force. Age 30 is the cutoff age for persons to enlist in the Guyana Police Force. The list you are currently viewing shows the ranks who were allowed to enlist. This development has reportedly caused several ranks who are experienced policemen and women and who are in charge of police stations, investigating serious crimes, and are involved in frontline policing and who were expecting to be promoted to be denied promotion. The allegation is that these officers were single-handedly picked and then promoted. It was reported to Nightly News that many very senior officers of the Guyana Police Force have turned a blind eye to the development and have ignored complaints from ranks working below them. The Police Service Commission is responsible for promoting senior police officers from the ranks of inspector to that of assistant commissioner of police. There are, within the Guyana Police Force, 2 promotion boards that deal with ranks at the level of corporal to sergeants. This board is referred to as the Junior Promotion Board, while the Senior Promotion Board looks into recommendations for promotions of persons from the rank of inspector to that of assistant commissioner of police. That board is headed by the police commissioner. Repeated calls to acting police commissioner Nigel Hoppy were all unsuccessful. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the food fair from anywhere in the world and you can receive here in Grenada? The food fair and GrenadaMarket.com now make it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items or let them fill an online basket and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.